Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be able to update you on what's been going on in the past month and coming into this month and what God's been doing, because there's just so much that's going on, and so much I've been learning and God's been teaching me. This just a couple of weeks ago, we were out in the streets in Flushing doing a prayer station, and just as soon as we were set up, this woman walked up to the table, and she asked for tracts. We have covering the table. There are tracts there, and so she was asking for some to hand out. That she was telling us that she ministers on the subways, and when she takes buses anywhere, that she likes to give out tracts and tell people about the Lord. And she seemed really weighty, and like there was a lot going on that she had been through in her life. And but I gave her a stack of tracts and listened to her about her telling me about how she does so much ministry. And she was about to walk away, maybe 5-10 minutes after we started talking, and I said, Mary Grace, she had told me her name was Mary Grace. I said, could we pray for you, for your ministry as you minister on the buses and on the subways, that God would really anoint you? And she was like, yes, definitely. And then she began to just pour out her life story. She's probably in her mid to late 50s, and she has had a very difficult life. And she began to share about how recently, in the past 2-3 years, she had her son, who was in his 20s, die in an accident. And then she soon after lost her job, then lost her apartment, and has been extremely poor ever since. She has an apartment now, and she's getting some money from the government to be able to live there. But she's gone through such a hard time of saying, Lord, like, she just feels abandoned, and like he's just forgotten her, and all this terrible thing, all these things have happened to her, and she just doesn't know what to do. She just keeps pushing on. So she kind of just burdened herself to, actually my brother Hudson and I were listening to her, and we listened to her until she had let out everything, and then we prayed with her, and it was like weights just lifted off of her. We prayed for her. She said that she was feeling so much lighter afterwards, and just like her countenance had changed to see that someone cared for her. And she even said that, that she just hasn't felt like anyone's been there for her. She's been alone, all these things. And so we invited her to King's Fellowship, which is the church fellowship that Street Life has now on Sunday nights. She lives pretty far away, but she said she was going to try to come. So I gave her my phone number, and I got hers, and she hasn't been able to come yet because of a knee problem and just difficulty getting here. But we've talked several times on the phone and prayed together, and she constantly is saying, I am so thankful for the divine appointment that took place in Flushing, and to see that God is with me and I'm not alone, and be reminded of these things. And so that is something that I love about prayer stations, that we go out into this city and God does bring about divine appointments. People who are so low, so broken, who are just feeling even rejected and abandoned by Him. And she even knew Him. She had been walking with the Lord for years, and she just needed to be refreshed, and we're there to strengthen the feeble knees and lift up the hands that are weak. And that was something that really encouraged me, and it's encouraged me to continue to talk and pray with her and be able to speak into her life so that she's revived and refreshed in the Lord. So be praying for Mary Grace, that she would be able to come to King's Fellowship and be connected with us more. That would be awesome. This next month is a busy month. We have a lot going on, but if you could be praying, a few of our staff is going to be traveling to North Carolina, to Brevard. One of our staff members, Mariana, is from there, and we're going to her home church to minister there for a weekend. So just be praying for us as we go. That's going to be the 25th through the 28th, I believe, are the dates, the 26th or something of February. If you could be praying for safety as we travel, and that God would just pour out His Spirit while we're there, that would be wonderful. And I just want to let you guys know that I am so thankful for your prayers, and I covet your prayers. God has been taking me through such a deep refining, and I've mentioned that the past several video updates because it's reality for my life right now. And so I really appreciate you praying for me, and I do ask that you would cover me in prayer, cover this ministry in prayer in this city, so that there'd be greater outpouring here than ever before, because that's what we're here for. And I also wanted to mention that I'm going to be going to Brazil again this summer. This will be my 6th year. So if you'd like to sow into that trip, I need the money in, well, as soon as possible. The trip is June 29th through July 13th, or July 12th, rather. And I'm going to need nearly $2,000 more for my trip. So if you'd like to sew into that, you can either go online and donate through that, or you can send a check to Street Life Ministries. In my email address is the address here that you can send something to, and that would be a great blessing. I want to thank you all so much for your faithfulness and supporting and encouraging me, and please keep me updated on what you're doing and what God's doing in your life. I love to hear it, and I love to pray for you. I delight to do that. And thank you so much. I love you guys. It's good to talk to you again. And until next month, my updates, I could go on forever because there's so much to share, but I'll leave it at that, and then I'll talk to you again next month. I love you guys. God bless you.